Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are you feeling good today? And are you feeling excited or happy? And can you please give me an applause to express your happiness? Well, thank you. It's such a great honor for me to be standing here with you guys and also to become a participant of the Speaking English contest again. But let me introduce myself first. My name is Anh. I'm 14 years old now, and I'm currently a grade 8 student at Lemino Lower Secondary School. I'm a bit nervous right now, so I hope you guys will support me as well as my presentation so that I can finish my performance completely. Well, before diving deeply into my topic today, I just have a small question for you guys. Do you prefer living in the big cities or living in the countryside? Well, I think that half of you guys would prefer to live in the countryside. But the others will answer they would like to live in the big cities. And throughout this question, can you please guess my topic today? Well, now I'm very excited to read out my topic. Well, my topic today is the question 18. As cities become more crowded and polluted, more people should move to the countryside. Do you agree or disagree with this idea? Why or why not? Well, to this problem, what do you think about this? Do you think that people should move to the countryside because of the overcrowding or the pollution of big cities? Well, from a strong perspective, I believe that I will partly agree with this statement. Well, I think that living in the big cities also has a positive and also the negative impact on our daily life. Well, on the positive side, I think that big cities could offer us many advantages. Like many people nowadays, especially youngsters, move to big cities for job opportunities or like amenities that they do not have much in the countryside. Well, to clarify my opinion, I want to give you an example. So many people in the countryside move to big cities because they do not have much opportunities in their studying or their job, so that they move to big cities in order to serve the purpose of like going to work or studying, right? And I also believe that big cities do have much and more interesting entertainment than in the countryside. That in the countryside, you just have like greener space and you just like can take part in some traditional games, right? But in big cities, there are many and many game zones that you can go to that places and you can take part in it very happily, right? And I also believe that in the big cities, there are more and more facilities, especially the modern one, that can serve your like lifestyle in a contemporary way. For example, nowadays many people believe that they could move to the big cities to serve the purpose of the lifestyle, that they could have more amenities, they could have more facilities to support their life, their daily life, but in the countryside they don't have opportunities to do these things, right? But on the negative side, I do believe that cities nowadays have increasingly become more and more polluted and crowded, that many people do have a tendency of moving to the countryside. And I think that as more people move to big cities, there will be more and more overpopulation, and absolutely, they will use more private vehicles like cars or motorbikes. And I do believe that this can directly cause some pollution, especially the air pollution, and this can cause many traffic congestion. Like, for example, in the big cities, there are many traffic congestion happen every day, especially in some spaces, like some places like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, right? And I believe that if you live in these big cities, and when you just you're late for your work or study, you will be stuck in this traffic jam, and you cannot escape, and you need to wait for a long time to go to school or go to work, right? And I do believe that in big cities, there are more to several problems, right? And I do believe that in big cities there are not much like good people, like the countryside one. But sometimes you will get into trouble with these people, and you like do not know how to solve this. And I believe that in the countryside there are more and more like friendly and hospitable people who live there. And I think that living in the countryside or living in the cities, like based on your tendency or your purpose. But to this statement, I believe that moving to the countryside is not one of the best ways to solve this problem like overpopulation or overcrowding of big cities. And I do believe that the government should implement some solutions to completely tackle this, just by encouraging their residents or citizens to like use some public transportation or like raise their own awareness of environmental protection one. Well, for example, if they raise their awareness of environmental protection, then we'll know what they can do to protect the environment and also to preserve the good one of their big cities, like just picking up the rubbish and not like littering indiscriminately. And I do believe that government should like implement more and more solutions so that they can completely solve these problems, pressing issues of big cities. In conclusion, moving into the countryside, I think that it is not just the best way for us to like solve these problems, pressing issues of big cities. And from a strong perspective, I think that to solve this problem, there are many ways for residents, governments, and especially teenagers, like students. We should have like more and more solutions, and we should take more measures into this special issue to solve this. And I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to my presentation today, and thanks for listening. And now, I'm very willing to receive feedback as well as further discussions about the interesting topic. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your talk. And my question for you is about you. Where do you think you're going to live in the future? In the countryside or the city, and why?
Thank you for such a very interesting question. And from my personal experience, now I'm living in a city, and in the future, I think that I will live in a city too, because I believe that there are more opportunities for me to develop my improvements, my talent. Well, I think in the big cities, there are more and more higher education and also the job opportunities for people, including me, and also the amenities or facilities, so that I believe that in the future I will live in the big cities in order to serve my purpose, not on my working, but also my studying, my education. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. And you agree that cities become more crowded and polluted, right? Maybe suggest some solutions to these problems?
Well, thank you for another very extensive question. And I'm very willing to answer it right now. Well, as cities become more and more crowded and polluted, I think that there are a multitude of solutions and measures that we can take in order to tackle this completely and fully. And the first one I want to suggest is about the government's role. I think that the government should promote their residents to use more public transport and use less private vehicles like cars or motorbikes, because I think that this can directly contribute to the environmental protection and can decrease fully the air pollution one. And another solution that I want to talk about is about raising awareness of citizens and residents. Well, I think that each individual who is living in the big cities, they should have their own awareness of environmental protection so that they can contribute to this problem, and so to have the government to gradually tackle this, and they can just do some small actions, just like picking up the rubbish when they see it, and then like not littering indiscriminately into the environment, and also they should like use public transportation more. And I believe that these are very effective solutions that we can tackle this perceived issue.
Okay, so one more question. What things government should invest to make the countryside more attractive to teenagers?
Thank you. I think that one of the best ways for government to like develop the countryside is about tourism, right? And I think that the tourism talent in many countrysides is very effective, and it is much easier for government to develop it than in the big cities. I believe that in the countryside, there are more and more like beautiful landscapes or like sceneries for many tourists and especially younger teenagers for come to these places and to like relax and unwind, and also to contribute to their personal growth. For example, in Taiwan, there are many historical sites or beautiful landscapes that we can go to that places, and we can take part in many traditional activities, so we can not only broaden our knowledge, but to relax, balance our personal life and our work, study, and to broaden our knowledge. And that is my opinion to what question.